Sometimes you need to keep it 100 with a lot of people. Okay? Get your snacks, get your drinks. This video is going to teach you something. All right? Let's start. So check this out. I am scrolling on Instagram and I see this particular post, which has people in a book, and me absolutely too. Here's the thing. So a particular art collector, name has not been mentioned, and maybe rightfully so, name has not been mentioned, is posting that they are absolutely mad about the fact that an original artwork from an artist, and this is the artist, an original piece of work from an artist, which has one piece, right? One piece, just one painting, has been duplicated by the artists themselves. And they felt that they have been scammed. They have, I wouldn't say scammed, but maybe scammed is an inappropriate word. I would say they feel bamboozled because they believe that they are the only one that have that particular art. They just posted it as being something that is out of this world, and the audacity of the artist just to duplicate their own work and not inform the art collector about it. And they felt that they were basically doing something inappropriate. So people responded to, me included. You can see the comment that I placed here. And also the artists themselves who posted on it. And also the artist commented on the particular post, like, you could have tagged me into this, and could have asked for a clarification or explanation, which would be normal, right? But here's the thing that I want to direct your attention. Yes, so if you're an artist, this is something that you definitely have to listen. These particular statements that an art collector is making is, of course, out of the question. Out of the question. I don't care how much money they have paid for it. I don't care how much they love the work. They do not have the right to come and say what an artist should or should not create. How many pieces they can create of an original piece. This is not a replica. The artist has the image, and they can use their intellectual property as they want to. As many times as they want to. Because you know why? The art collector has not bought has no right to the intellectual property. The art collector has no right to the copyrights of the image. They don't. If this is not a commission, meaning that the artist has been commissioned, has been asked to perform a certain assignment for the art collector, then the art collector has nothing to say about this particular act. If an artist chooses to make a duplicate or make 3 pieces or 4 or 5 or 6 or X amount of pieces of one original piece that they have created, they have all the right to do so. So I'm trying to figure out where this is coming from, why an art collector would believe that they can actually make a statement like that. Why would an art collector say something like that they believe because they have the only one piece of a particular artist, that an artist should now refrain themselves of making more pieces of that particular image that they have used from that. I'm trying to figure out where this is coming from. So the first thing that comes to mind is it could be that the art gallery that might be, I don't know if there's an art gallery. So I'm guessing that there's an art gallery in this, like a middleman in this, could have marketed as being something that is one of a kind, right? It is something that's one of a kind. It's not being duplicated. And therefore the art collector could have thought, well, I'm the only one with this. No one else will have the same one. But then still you have been ill-informed. And I don't think that it's for the artist to take the fault for this. The artist cannot be faulted or blamed for it. You just have been ill-informed. Number 2, you're just disillusioned. You're disillusioned about how it actually works. You buy a tangible asset that doesn't depreciate, of course, in value, but you are buying a tangible asset of somebody's collection, of somebody's artistry. That's it. You're a patron. You're supporting somebody's work by buying their work. You didn't commission them. So where do you come with the audacity to say that they now cannot create another piece from it? Number 3, which is a pretty far-fetched way of thinking about it, but it could also be that that art collectors are going so far as believing that they have a sincere right, almost ownership to somebody's work, and they can dictate how that work is now being presented into the world. I don't know if this is based on ill information. I don't know if it's based on self-entitlement, could also be. I don't know if this is based on believing that they have a certain privilege. Could also be the case. I'm just trying to figure out what the audacity of this is. And here's another element about it that I believe you should be very aware of. When it comes to that tangible product, art collectors, when they buy your work, when you have a patron, when you have somebody who's interested in your work, they do not get to have the right to use your image or your copyright, the intellectual property. That is yours. You have a concept about this. You have the process in hands, and you can use that as many times as you feel like. I really want you to just, print it, just engrave it into your brain, engrave it into your dome. That you as an artist, when you create something, I don't care if it's a picture, a painting, a sketch, an illustration, a drawing, whatever it is that comes out of your hand, your mind, that is ownership over intellectual property. That is ownership over copyright. It's yours. Nobody else gets to use it. And I'm very happy for the fact that the artist was, apt enough to respond to it and give their comment to it, which I'm very happy for. Because I can also imagine that if you're in a space where, a few get the opportunity to have their work being sold at that particular level, that you might not want to respond to it because you don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to rock the boat. You don't want to scare other people off. You don't want to scare future art collectors off. You don't want to scare maybe other art galleries off in the fear of not having partnerships with them. No. I believe that this is absolutely atrocious behavior from an art collector. And yes, I'm so happy that the people that have responded to this particular comment, to this post, reacted in a way to empower the artists, to also empower other artists that are looking at it, and also to show the world that you are not in command over my artistry. And the way that the art world is skewed, we all know that the art world is pretty much very skewed. It seems as if the people who are trading and buying the art have the upper hand over those who are offering. This post underlines that you as an artist have the right to hone into and also own what it is that you create. And if you cannot see it yet, maybe you need to take a deeper look into it, because sometimes at the surface we might be like, well, what's the problem? That art collector wanted to buy something that is just only for him or her. No, there's so much deeper, sinister underlying roots in it. And I also think it has to do of course with the fact that, like I already said, there is such a huge dominance in the art world by those who get to dictate how they can sway the demand and supply. I want you to keep in mind that whatever it is that you're creating is for the fact that you have a voice. That voice should be seen, it should be heard. And the further you get into the pipeline and the more people are getting their eyes on you, you have an obligation to stand for the rights. Nobody gets to dictate what you do with those rights. And at the same time, you have the plight to also know what that right is and exercise that right each and every single time. You have to know what the legalities are when it comes around the creation of art, imagery, intellectual process, the conceptualization of what you do. All of those elements have a very important say-so. They have a vote, okay? They have a vote in the process. Without it, you would not be able to create what it is that you now do. So you have to also be aware of the fact that you need to exercise that right as well. You cannot be walking around and be like, well, I just want to make a painting and sell it. That is giving the people who have the upper hand in it more power. What you want to do is, yes, I created it, and of course it's for sale, and I want to speak and talk about my art practice and share that with those who are my patrons. But what you do not get to do is dictate how I exercise my art practice. You don't get to dictate that, ever. And if people want to dictate that, they have to commission you. They have to buy your time, your space to commission you. Then they get to say what it is that they want to see. Point blank, period. There is no ifs, buts, and maybes around. Then people have to commission you if they want to see something that is unique that nobody else. Because then you have the right to say, hey, wait a minute. We had a contract that you would create something for me. You created something for me, but now somebody else has it as well. That is not a commission. Then you get to say what it is that you want to say about this. But that's not the case. Please stand up for yourself. Please stand up for your rights. Please know what your rights are. Please know what it is that you are creating. You're creating not just the output, all right? With that being said, this is the end of the video. I'm gonna see y'all in the next Vlogmas. Subscribe, share, and like the content. This is always another okay. See y'all next time. Bye, y'all.